NBC5 investigates found the actual number is somewhat elusive, while the top border security is now saying more arrests are on the way.
Our investigative reporter Bennett Haberly joins us now to explain. Bennett.
Yeah, Marion and Stefan, we asked the Department of Homeland Security not once but twice today to tell us how many people have been arrested since Operation Midway Blitz began last week. They did not provide us with an exact number, but did point out to a press release showing several people who have been apprehended, and we began examining their backgrounds as there are now new promises tonight of more arrests. In announcing there will be even more arrests under Operation At-Large in Chicago, Border Patrol official Greg Bovino, who recently led immigration enforcement efforts in Los Angeles, posted this to X. Governor J.B. Pritzker's spokesman criticized the effort in a post of his own Tuesday morning, saying that federal law enforcement don't pick up the phone to call the governor, but do have time to create a TikTok showing off beautiful Chicago scenery. Bovino's account replied to that post saying, "TikTok, TikTok, time is up. We've already arrested several criminals this morning. Much more to come." DHS Secretary Kristi Noem posted a video of her own showing men being detained by agents, though the exact location wasn't clear. In response to an NBC5 Investigates question about how many arrests have been made over the past week, DHS did not provide an answer and instead pointed us to this press release listing 11 names the department labeled as, quote, some of the worst of the worst. The first name listed, Christian Alejandro Lopez Cervantes. He's described as an undocumented immigrant from Mexico charged with felony assault, domestic violence, and felony illegal reentry. But our review of court records did not see that. Instead, we found a misdemeanor battery case out of Cicero, which is the same one referenced in this new federal criminal complaint filed against him last week for illegal reentry, showing he had been twice ordered removed from the U.S. back to Mexico in 2018. Another man listed, Aldo Salazar Bahena, was in fact convicted of a 2000 murder in Kane County. Online prison records show he was released from the Stateville Correctional Complex just 4 days ago, though it's not clear where ICE picked him up or when. DHS also listed this man, Catalino Alejandro Laxaquic, as having been arrested for domestic violence. We found he was convicted of domestic battery in 2022. Most of the others listed appear to have been arrested or have pending charges. According to the TRACK website, whose researchers monitor immigration data, 70.8% of those in ICE custody do not have criminal convictions. And by the way, those numbers are current through September 7th. And late this afternoon, important to point out, I did speak with an Elgin man, a U.S. citizen, who says he was briefly detained by ICE agents during an enforcement effort early this morning in Elgin. Joe Botello told me that ICE agents broke down the front door and the back patio window of his Elgin home between 5 and 6 a.m., took some of his roommates into custody. He declined to answer some additional questions about his roommates, so we don't really know their identities or backgrounds tonight. But increased immigration enforcement was certainly a campaign promise of President Trump, and Trump has said that addressing crime was certainly the impetus for this. Today, he again talked about Chicago and threatened to use the National Guard to come here and address crime. Marion?
Bennett, thank you for the reporting.
Sure.